Hello, folks. We are going to learn how to compare contrast, starting out with our handy Venn diagram, which you've probably learned about before. Graphic organizer, two circles, where they intersect is where the two things are similar, and where they go outside that, it is where they are not alike. You can see this, you can write in it. You can print this off of Cobra if you want a nice, neat sheet, or you can simply use any piece of notebook paper, draw two circles, that will work fine. But you don't have to stop at two circles. You can have three or more. Theoretically, you could have an infinity number of circles, although I can tell you from experience that more than three, it does start to get cumbersome. So it's very useful for two things, three things, but four or more, probably find a different way to compare those two things. Here is an example with three, and you can see this part is where all three are like. This part is where only those two are like. That part's where only those two are like, and so on. You can kind of see how more than three would start to get cumbersome. So we are literally going to compare apples to oranges. So we did this in previous class, where I got this from. We started with the very basic, they're both fruit, they grow on trees, apples are red, sometimes yellow or green, oranges are always orange, even blood oranges are really just a dark orange. The basic stuff, you've probably known since you were a little kid. But comparisons are pretty simplistic, so we need to go in depth. This took us almost an hour by the time we were done with this whole process. So, as you can see, we're starting to get things like the Florida Orange Growers Association, U.S. Apple Association, the GMOs, which might end up being a good paper, but this is pre-writing. You're not worried, will this make a good paper or not? You get it out on the page. So farm subsidies might be a good paper. Apple cider may not. Don't worry, get it out. It's a pre-writing activity. So you fill up the Venn diagram with as much information as you can. Probably takes 45 minutes to an hour. You figure out which areas of information. As you can see, the yellow, the physical description type of stuff, the stuff you can, they're apples and oranges, so you can eat. We used different colors to determine which type of comparison that we were making, which will come in handy later. Then took our areas of comparison, physical description were in red, so you could do this with highlighters, colored pencils, crayons even. It does help you as a graphic organizer be able to see very clearly what you're doing. And we chopped out those that didn't quite work. We ended up with ones that were a little more college level: cooking and food, growing, like agriculture, business and money, chemistry, and medical purposes. And just like our webbing process from there, we come up with a thesis statement to compare apples to oranges, and hopefully coming up with an actual argumentative thesis statement, which you can write a short essay about, which you will do later for homework.